any private certificates in my demo environment, but it would look basically the same. There would be an entry for the IQ Suite admin, and it would be an SMIME certificate. Problem is that those SMIME certificates, especially if they are official certificates, they will expire within a 1 or 2 year time frame. So let's say every 2 years you have to renew them. You will receive those certificates from VeriSign, for example. You need to import them into the database, and you need to have a business process in place that will actually take care of those certificate renewals. And because the user receives the password, he or she has to type in the password into the certificate database. Lots of troubles. What we have done, I'm not able to show it to you in action right now, but it would look basically the same as what you saw before. It would encrypt the message, but the technology behind it is slightly different. It is Key Manager, and the Key Manager does what the name implies. It manages your SMIME certificates. What it can do is we can implement a business process that identifies the people who are entitled to have an official SMIME certificate. And we are going to ask VeriSign to create a certificate. We will get the certificate back into Key Manager through a connector. Now that connector, of course, has to be created for all of those certificate authorities. The key, excuse me, the certificate will be stored on the Key Manager, and IQ Suite can use the Key Manager to get access to the certificates if it is necessary for encryption or decryption. The nice thing about this is that it will create those certificates on the fly. So you're going to join a company, and because you are part of sales or support or consulting, those are the departments in our company that have extensive access to customers and that communicate with the customer constantly. If you are one of those team members, IQ Suite will trigger the process that Key Manager asks VeriSign to create a certificate. The certificate will come back, will be stored either in an SQL database or in a security device if you have one of those HSMs to store really confidential information. The Key Manager will be able to access that certificate and will hand it out only to authorized systems. So this could be IQ Suite. Of course, it could be another web service. If you have the need to create this, to use this certificate for other purposes, there is an open web service, and you can use that to provide those certificates to any other system as well. It is for those of you who are aware of the fully certified certificates that, no, sorry, the name is slightly different. Fully qualified certificates that we have in Europe. I'm not quite sure if you have a similar thing in America. Those are the certificates that have to be stored on a smart card. You need a smart card reader attached to your workstation, and you need to identify yourself every time you're going to use the certificate by typing in a password. So if you send out 100 messages with a fully qualified certificate, you have to type in that password 100 times today and probably 110 times tomorrow. Those solutions have nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Those are for the very specialized purposes where we really need to have that high, very high level of security. This is the communication level where we're going to talk about day-to-day secure communication. I want to make sure that you know that I have sent that offer to you and nobody has dealt with it along the way, but you can verify my signature with the certificates that are implemented in your workstation, that are part of your Internet Explorer certificate manager or whatever you use to store your certificates on your system. Those are the places where you have the public keys for VeriSign, and you can verify if I have a VeriSign key that my certificate is a valid certificate. This is what I wanted to talk to you about, how to encrypt messages either with encryption software or without encryption software, and how to deal with those certificates in a corporate environment. I thank you for your attention.
And that concludes this edition of Group Talk. Thanks for watching. To engage in conversations with us, visit twitter.com/gbsknows. To stay up to date, like us on Facebook at facebook.com/joingbs. And to watch entertaining and informative videos, visit youtube.com/gbsknows. And don't forget, visit our website and send us an email at gbs.com and info@gbs.com. Thanks again.